Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to more WARNO. While you sit back and enjoy some west on east German armored action in the background on the upcoming map Black Forest, I wanted to talk to you about the two new divisions coming to WARNO in the near future. We have the West German 2nd Panzergrenadier and the East German 4th Motorized Rifle Division being added to the game. It seems that this update will also add the infantry ATGM teams, though other units like mortars, field guns, and AT guns might not show up in this update just yet. Now let's first take a look at the West German Panzergrenadier. Being a mechanized division, they will obviously rely more on infantry than on tanks, so that we can expect a few Leopard 2A3s. The main tank unit will consist of the older Leopard 1 variants. Also, the G91 Gina will replace the Alpha Jets in this division for close air support, with the Gina being an older plane than the Alpha Jet. What is cool, this division will not only see West German, but also Belgian and British units. In the sky, the Harrier GR3, as well as the Tornado ADV and ADF fighter and seed roll aircraft will reinforce this division. On the ground, the Belgian Army Scimitar and Scorpion recon tanks will make an appearance, alongside Spartan APCs, Sultan CVs, and Striker ATGM vehicles. Some Belgian Scout infantry will also be available, though they will have either French or German voiceovers until Belgium gets its own faction/army release. So technically they kind of tease the addition of Belgium to WARNO here. These Belgian units sound very similar to what is currently available for the Belgians in regiments, so it's cool to see a minor nation not only get representation in regiments but also here in WARNO in the future. The picture that they showcased in the 2nd Panzergrenadier announcement also shows a Dutch sector in the north, which makes me rather hopeful, being a Dutch person myself, that we will see a Dutch add-on to WARNO sometime down the line, which of course would be awesome and not super out of the way considering the Netherlands was added as a DLC to Wargame Red Dragon. This new West German division will have access to a paratrooper and special forces formation as well, meaning it can deploy both Fallschirmjäger or paratroopers and also Fallschirmjäger leader infantry in the UH-1D or CH-53 helicopters. Last but not least, they mentioned the addition of the Fuchs Racet radar recon to both the 2nd Panzergrenadier and the West German 5th Panzer Division. I'm not sure if the radar will do anything new or different, or perhaps it just means it has exceptional optic quality. We'll have to see how this unit works somewhere down the line. Now let's take a look at the East German 4th Motorisierten Schützendivision. With the East German Armored Division currently in the game having access to the more rare T-72s in East German service, this upcoming division will have to completely and purely rely on the T-55 series of tanks. I do not envy them for that. Also, originally, East German divisions did not have attached helicopter assets, but to balance the game a little bit, this upcoming division will have an East German helicopter regiment attached with some rather interesting units. Besides the Mi-24D with R-60 air-to-air missiles, which are usually found on jets, the Mi-24P with a heavy anti-tank missile loadout will also be available. An Mi-8 with GUV gun pods, and some googling here makes me assume this is the GUV 8700, meaning this gun pod can either carry a 30mm grenade launcher and this crazy looking mix of a single 50 caliber as well as two 7.62 machine guns. Finally, the ghetto gunship, as Eugen calls it, will also be added in the form of the Mi-8TB with 6 57mm rocket pods, 6 anti-tank guided missiles, as well as a 50 caliber nose machine gun. The East German Army's Elite Airborne Regiment will deploy alongside the 4th MSD, adding East German paratroopers, paratrooper leader infantry, as well as paratrooper ATGM teams flown in by Mi-2s or Mi-8s. Now, during the Battle for the Bulge in World War II, the Germans deployed commandos who spoke English in Allied uniforms to try and sow disarray behind enemy lines. In this new division, 2 East German recon units will try to do the same. The Fallschirmjäger Einsatzgruppe as well as saboteur squads will either look like enemies and or be equipped with enemy weaponry. I'm not sure how this will work from a gameplay idea, or maybe it's just a visual change, but it could be interesting if these units showed on a minimap as friendly units on opponents' screens. The Soviets are reinforcing this division by deploying the BM-30 Smerch MLRS units in the artillery tab, as well as we'll see MiG-29As, MiG-23MFs, and MiG-21 variants to be added to be available to the 4th MSD. Of course, if we take a look at the roadmap, this update was supposed to be released back in March, which probably pushed the release of the airborne update as well as future updates up a little bit. The roadmap only covers the next 6 or 7 weeks, so it will be interesting to see them give us a new roadmap with updated timeframes rather soon. I believe they said WARNO's full release will include 6 factions, with the US, the UK, West Germany, and France for NATO, and the USSR and East Germany for the Warsaw Pact. They technically already confirmed Belgium and potentially teased the Netherlands as well as a faction. Now, whether these will be available as free updates or more something akin to the Nation DLCs we saw in Wargame Red Dragon remains to be seen. Personally, I'd love to see more pact nations like Poland or Czechoslovakia being added before the developers add more NATO factions. So I actually was going to have this as the end of the video, but some news from Eugen came out as I was editing this video. So they are going to be delaying this update that includes these 2 new divisions. They will be pushing an intermediary patch that will include the Black Forest map and the Iron Water map. The Black Forest map is the one you can see in the background here. Also, originally they weren't supposed to have crewed anti-tank guided missile units, not in this big update anyway, but it seems they've pushed them towards this one. And also, these are going to be retroactively added to other divisions, so older divisions will also have access to these missile units. Now expect all sorts of different weapon systems, such as the West German Milan 1 and 2, the Soviet Konkurs, and the American I-TOW and TOW missiles. Also, recoilless rifle systems such as the SPG-9 and M40A1 will also be added. Not only are they adding these recoilless rifle and missile units, they're also going to be adding other crewed and towed weapons in the form of heavy artillery and mortars. The Soviet D-20 howitzer and the West German Tampella heavy mortar, the East German M43 heavy mortar, and many more. A quick teaser here is that they're still working on a lot of new units and models. They mentioned the MiG-25 seed aircraft, the T-62 tank and its variants, and BTR-60 APCs, to just name a few. So it is a shame they are delaying the update, but they are giving us a couple maps to play with in the future, and I'm just hoping that these crewed weapons and towed weapons will be worth the wait. For now, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one.